Hello, this is PG, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Helldivers 2. The game is available on PC and PS5. Helldivers 2 is a co-op third-person shooter developed by Arrowhead Game Studios. In Helldivers, you play as a soldier tasked with defending Super-Earth and spreading freedom and democracy throughout the galaxy. The game is a direct sequel to Helldivers, with the major change being the switch from top-down twin-stick shooter to a third-person shooter. The game can be played solo, but is best enjoyed in online co-op. Okay, gameplay. Well, the game starts with basic training, which will introduce you to the tongue-in-cheek gameplay, and it will teach you the very basics that you need to get started. After this, you get to name your spacecraft, select a mission on the galactic map, and depart for that first mission. If you're a new player, here is a typical day in the life of a Helldiver. Yes, you're going to die, and you're going to die a lot. But that is the point of Helldivers 2. Dying, it is part of the fun. Where other games make dying annoying, there's something beautiful about the chaotic and explosive ways that you can get killed off. And that leads me to the overriding feeling you get playing Helldivers. It feels like a highlight reel game. Like, you've probably seen reels, TikToks and shorts of this game all over social media. And in a way, the game feels like it was tuned for such things. You're usually only moments away from some horrendous or amazing moment. Anyway, combat-wise, it's slick, polished, smooth, but the switch from twin stick to third person does mean you often get blindsided, especially on the harder difficulties when you've got lots of enemies. Your loadout consists of a primary weapon, a sidearm, a grenade and a stim pack. But your best weapons come by way of stratagems. What is a stratagem, you ask? Well, it's a D-pad code that you've got to input, then you launch a grenade and you'll receive whatever you requested via an airdrop.
Throwing grenade!
Whether it be a large bomb to wipe out enemy hives, a heavy-duty machine gun, an anti-personnel minefield, or many other helpful things like turrets, etc. Stratagems are game changers, and as you progress you'll be able to unlock lots of variations, with only a few being equipable per mission, so choose wisely. Speaking of the levelling, I would say it is a bit slow and a bit long-winded, making progress from one level to the next feel like a bit of a grind. Now, one thing that does help with that grind is the mission variety. From you've got escort missions, seek and destroy, sabotage, many variations, and I'd say they've done a pretty good job. I mean, they do all require you to find a location, usually enter a code, hold off some enemies and repeat this until you can evac. But they're pretty good fun and pretty varied, as I said. Now, the effectiveness of your stratagems can be further improved by unlocking these ship upgrades. Sadly though, the amount of time that you've got to spend finding the resources to do this is absolutely mind-numbing. So again, a little bit too grind heavy in terms of progression. Now, Helldivers 1 was a glorious twin-stick shooter that I personally really loved, and when I saw the sequels making the switch to third person, I was a bit concerned. But it does work. It makes the game feel different, more expansive and epic in a visual style. But perhaps it means that the teamwork element isn't as tight as it was in Helldivers 1. You know, often your teammates will just wander off and you're on your own, unless you're playing with friends. Now, the game can be played solo, and with 10 difficulty levels it makes it more palatable, although it becomes quite dull. I played about 50-50 solo co-op, and solo, it's great if you just want to learn the ropes, get to grips with everything, learn what the missions are like, learn what the weapons are like, etc. But if you do want to make big inroads into leveling, you need to play with other people. But that comes with its own problems, because when you're playing with randoms, the experience will be random. You might get a team that's very, very good and very sort of professional and do the job, work together. You might get a team that just shoots you because they're trolls. You never know where there's going to be a traitor. Now, all of these missions you do, what do? Well, they contribute to the galactic war. This is a never-ending battle where your efforts make little difference to the big picture. But as you and your allies chip away slowly at the planets, the systems, you will help eradicate these threats. And these levels, they take place on a variety of different worlds, but I do have to say that the worlds, despite looking very nice, felt quite underwhelming in terms of design. You know, yes, they've got environmental hazards, yes, they all look a bit different, but they did feel a little bit Starfield in style, which is not a compliment, by the way. And you know, when you compare them to the sort of gorgeous variety of something like Deep Rock Galactic, the level design is quite flat.
Extraction is available.
Finally, the enemies, I'd say, are excellent, varied, many types of bugs, robots to fight, and they really do keep you on your toes. And there's also some nice epic boss moments as well. Visually, very polished game on the whole. There's only been the occasional graphical glitch that I encountered, or maybe it was a secret bug, who knows. Sound, perfection, amazing weapon effects, really suitable music, cheesy and chaotic voiceovers during the combat, all of that really, really good. Okay, what's good and what's bad? The good stuff, the action is chaotic and the stratagems are genius. It's a great game for highlight reel moments and shareable content. There's plenty to unlock, lots of missions to do and plenty of unique weapons, and the game looks great and sounds great too. Bad points, once you've done all the mission types, it does get a bit boring. The quality of your team is varied depending on, you know, the skills of the random teammates. And the third person perspective means that you often get blindsided, unlike in the twin stick Helldivers 1. Okay, verdict. Helldivers 2 is the most highlight worthy game that I think I've ever played. It's incredibly entertaining, it's surprisingly tactical, and it's a game that's great when played with others. Even if you end up killing everyone with a rogue airstrike. We've all done it, we've all done it. The mission variety is good enough to make one session to the next feel unique. The variety of planets is also good, although I'd say geographically they felt like a copy and paste job most of the time. It's a fun game for those wanting to replicate the feeling of watching Starship Troopers, lots of big explosions, lots of bugs to kill, and lots of really cool weapons. It may lack the varied level design and strategic gameplay of games such as Deep Rock Galactic, which is probably the gold standard in this sort of 4-player online genre, but it's better than I was expecting, and it's a solid step forward, improving and adding to the excellent Helldivers 1. So scoring, I would give Helldivers 2, I'd give it a 9 out of 10, which is half a point increased on Helldivers 1, so 9 out of 10 for Helldivers 2. It's a very entertaining game. Maybe it gets boring after a while, but you'll probably come back to it, as I will, in time. Okay, that's the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. This is PG, signing off. Cheers.